Okay, this video is going to be about what lessons people learn from you. And by that, I mean just being around you, talking to you, whatever, just by being you. What do people learn from that? I am coming into a very huge transitional phase of my own life in pretty much every single area. And something that I like to do whenever that happens is just try to kind of look at what people have learned from me. What are the lessons that people have been able to experience just from being near me, and what have I helped people come to the realization of? So we're going to do 3 piles, 1, 2, and 3. All right, pile 1. What have people learned from being around you? This could be friends, this could be family, lovers, co-workers, fellow students, acquaintances, anyone. But we're going to take a look at what life lessons you help people learn. Eight of Cups. Justice reverse. I feel like you help people move on from hardships that they feel they have been put through no fault of their own. I think that you help people recognize that even if something is not their fault and they are put in a situation that's not just, you help them move through that situation and transition in the best way that they can. And I don't know if you're doing this by example. If you've been put in unfair situations before, I think we all have to some extent. And maybe people are learning that just from watching you, or maybe you're helping them go through that themselves. I don't know, but we're gonna find out. This is the Work Your Light Oracle. This is just a standard learning tarot deck. It's no longer available. It's about 20 years old. Justice is coming. So maybe you help people go through whatever it is they're going through while they wait for things to balance out, or karma, or whatever it is that they believe. Anything else? Slow down and celebrate yourself. So you help people not only go through things and wait for justice to be served, but I think that you help them emotionally withdraw from putting everything that they have into waiting on this. I think that you've been a good example of letting things take care of themselves. Let's grab some more cards. I actually combined all of my oracle decks. They were the same size. So, worthiness. This is the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins deck. People learn to find worth within themselves and to go through things for themselves rather than for what other people can see. Indigo and Crystal Children. This is the Archangel Oracle. You have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. So I really just feel like you're helping people, and even kids. Maybe you're a counselor, maybe you work with kids, maybe you have kids that are going through something really difficult right now. And you're really just helping people learn where to place their value. And that their value is not tied to what other people see or how fast justice comes into a situation. Shame. Let go of shame. Letting go of the notion that they have done something wrong for this to not happen in the way that they wanted. Creativity. You also help people learn how to use their own creative forces to get through things. Spiritual understanding. I am bringing esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand the spiritual truths. Sometimes whenever we go through lessons, it freaking sucks. That's not sometimes, it's most of the time. But I feel like you help people learn how to really slow down so they can hear what they need to hear and understand what they need to understand instead of waiting on something to happen for them. People learn to listen and more so comprehend than just listen from being around you. That's the chibi anime, I know. What is that? Chibi angel anime deck, I think, and that's the African goddess oracle soul tribe. I feel like you're a source of grounding for people, or helping them learn to ground themselves when maybe they're feeling like they don't have anyone else while they're going through things, or wondering when things are going to finally level out and calm down. And I think that you help them find their balance, not by doing things for them necessarily, but I feel like people learn from you. I feel like people are able to see what you've been through and what you've experienced. And I think that you're able to help people calm themselves and learn to recognize that even if they are going through things, it's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to not have all the answers. It's okay for not everyone to see everything that you want them to see. I think you really help people keep things personal and to be objective. It isn't fair to ask others to make decisions for you. Like I've been saying, you help people find the ability to learn their lessons for themselves and make their own decisions, while not being too hasty in doing that. You are the one who has to live with yourself. And I think that you might have had to teach people some hard lessons about similar things. Pile 2, what do people learn from you? Acquaintances, friends, family, significant others. What lessons do you unintentionally teach people just by being you? Temperance. Knight of Wands and the Star. And we also have the Lovers reversed. I feel like you teach people how to chill out, which is hard to do when you're really excited. But I feel like people have learned by example that you can be excited about things and still be balanced in your approach. Because even if it takes a little bit longer for something to happen or something to finish, it's still going to come out great. You're still going to be the star. It's still going to be every bit the success that it would have been if you were rushing so hard and using so much energy. It might even be more successful. And I feel like you're teaching people to do that with self-love as well. And the importance of really taking care of themselves while they do this. Whatever this is, maybe it's a new hobby, maybe it's a new job, maybe it's a new phase in life, whatever. I feel like you guys really just help people calm down. Just take a breath. Level up. That's the African Goddess Oracle deck. Movement, reverse. And answer the call. You really do help people slow down. That's the lesson that you teach them. It's just to calm, just breathe. Not that they have to stop doing what they're doing, but maybe you help them see that there are better ways to do it and more long-term solutions. You still encourage them, but I feel like you also encourage them to go farther than they would if they were in such a hurry. And with this, your insecurities are valid. That's not you telling them in a demeaning way that they need to stop doing what they're doing or slow down or whatever. It's just working through insecurities without the panic, I feel like. That's a really short message, but it's pretty to the point. You help people find stability. That's what you teach them. That's what they learn from you. Maybe you work in an environment that's fast-paced or chaotic, and maybe you are the calm one. By taking pride in what they're doing and slowing down and finding their stability, people can really learn a more detailed variation of what they're doing. With the language card, I feel like it's more like learning the language instead of a crash course. That's the lesson you guys teach people. All right, my pile threes. What do people learn from being around you, from their interactions with you? This is actually an extra card, but I keep it in there. So I see that people learn from you ways to make things happen in a more detail-oriented, work smarter, not harder kind of way. If something is imbalanced, if something is chaotic or just too much, I feel like you really help people work smarter, not harder, and slow down and find a better way to achieve whatever it is they're trying to achieve. Yeah. You help them find patience in the drama. and help them not get caught up in all of the excitement, because that can cause indecision and negative outcomes. Not intentionally, and it's not that people are doing that intentionally, but they really do learn from you guys to find the best route possible to get where they're going. I feel like you also help people recognize that they can move forward by themselves and lighten their loads. And that's going to help them in the long run to work in a more sustainable way and to get more long-lasting results. And to take care of themselves while they do that. Because I honestly think that changing your mindset and changing your frame of mind when it comes to certain things and how you do things and how you maneuver, I feel like that's a form of self-care too. If you are able to find alternatives that are going to help you preserve energy and resources and all that, that's taking care of yourself. It might not be, a bubble bath or whatever, but I feel like you guys help people work smarter, not harder, and also in a way that benefits them more than just getting to their goal. But I think you also teach them, whether this is intentional or not, you don't have to sit up in front of a freaking whiteboard with a dry erase marker. This could be just daily interactions. This could be people watching you go through things in a calm, orderly fashion. But I feel like you help people realize that only they can do what they can do for themselves. And if they do have to ask for help, they don't need to be afraid of rejection, because the worst that anyone could do to them is say no. And failure is not necessarily a terrible thing. I mean, I know it feels like it is, but however many bajillion times Edison tried to make a light bulb, he said, I learned 70 whatever times how not to make one. I have no idea what the real quote is, but that's the gist of it. And I feel like you guys help people recognize that acceptance from others is okay, and that you can ask for help, but you don't need to be afraid, A, of asking, and B, of people saying no. Because if people say no, that's not a direct reflection of them for asking. I feel like somehow you help people recognize that too. And questioning whether things are actually worth it, back to that figure out how to do it better type of thing. I feel like that's what people learn from you though. Maybe it's intentional, maybe it's not. I'm not saying you have to be a teacher.